In a world where courts often deliver fear and punishment, one man turned his bench into a symbol of mercy and hope. Judge Frank Caprio, the world's kindest judge, showed that justice is not just about rules, it's about people. Frank Caprio was born on November 24, 1936, in the working-class neighborhood of Federal Hill, Providence, Rhode Island, to Italian immigrant parents who carried little wealth but immense values. His father, Antonio, worked as a fruit peddler, pushing his cart through the streets, while his mother, Philomena, cared for their family, instilling in her children the importance of faith, education, and service to others. Growing up in that tight-knit immigrant community, young Frank quickly learned that dignity was not measured by money or possessions, but by how you treated people, lessons that would shape his entire career on the bench. Unlike many who glide into law with privilege, Frank Caprio earned his way through relentless effort, working multiple jobs while studying. He attended Providence public schools, graduated from Central High, and went on to earn his bachelor's degree at Providence College, where his commitment to learning stood out. At the same time, he taught high school government classes while attending Suffolk University Law School at night, proving that grit, determination, and an unwavering belief in self-improvement could overcome every obstacle in his path. Caprio's love for his community soon led him into politics, and in the early 1960s, he was elected to the Providence City Council, where he began shaping policies that touched the everyday lives of ordinary citizens. He served 5 terms on the council, always advocating for fairness, opportunities for youth, and improved neighborhoods, while earning a reputation for being approachable and genuine. This early political experience sharpened his skills in leadership but, more importantly, reinforced his philosophy that public office is not about power but about service to the people who entrust it to you. In 1985, Caprio was appointed as a municipal court judge in Providence, a role that would transform his life and eventually change the world's perception of what justice could mean. For many, municipal court was a small stage of minor violations like parking tickets and traffic fines, but for Caprio, every case mattered because every person mattered. His approach was simple yet profound: listen deeply, treat each defendant with dignity, and remember that behind every case file stood a human being with struggles, stories, and dreams. What started as a local access television broadcast of court proceedings soon blossomed into something extraordinary when Caught in Providence began sharing clips of Caprio's unique rulings. Unlike typical courtroom shows filled with anger and spectacle, his program revealed something viewers rarely saw: a judge who smiled, who listened, who sometimes forgave, and who always sought to teach rather than shame. The show went viral in the age of the internet, and suddenly Frank Caprio's courtroom in Providence became the most watched courtroom in the world, with millions across continents tuning in to witness compassion in action. Caprio's rulings were never about bending the law but about applying it with wisdom, heart, and context. A mother struggling to feed her children, a veteran returning from service, a young student trying to find their way, each person was given space to be heard, and many left the courtroom not just with reduced fines but with renewed hope. In those moments, Caprio embodied the belief that true justice balances accountability with mercy, and he showed the world that a judge can be both firm and kind without losing authority. As clips of his court went viral on YouTube, Facebook, and television, Caprio became an unlikely global star, not because he sought fame, but because kindness itself had become so rare that it captivated millions. Messages poured in from across the globe, from Africa to Asia to Europe, with people saying they wished their countries had judges like him. Caprio's courtroom had become more than a place of law; it became a classroom for humanity, teaching the world that justice with compassion is not weakness, but strength of the highest order. Frank Caprio's service extended far beyond his courtroom. He created scholarships in honor of his father to support students who shared his passion for education, and he remained deeply involved with Providence College, always investing in the next generation. For Caprio, success was never measured by wealth or titles but by how many doors you opened for others, and he used every platform, from City Hall to national television, to remind people of their responsibility to lift one another up. Yet, Caprio's journey was not without trials, for even a man of compassion must carry heavy burdens. In 2023, he revealed to the world that he was battling pancreatic cancer, a diagnosis that shook those who loved him and the millions who admired him from afar. Despite the illness, he faced it with the same courage, humility, and grace that he carried into his courtroom, reminding people once again that even in suffering, dignity and kindness remain undefeated. In January 2023, Caprio retired from his duties as chief judge of the Providence Municipal Court, leaving behind nearly 4 decades of service. The city honored him by renaming the courtroom after him, ensuring that his spirit of compassion would live on for generations to come. Retirement did not silence his voice, however, as his book Compassion in the Court shared stories and lessons from his life, giving readers a manual on how justice and humanity can coexist in harmony. In August 2025, the world mourned as Judge Frank Caprio passed away at the age of 88, leaving behind not only a grieving family and city but a planet that had embraced him as their own. Tributes poured in from leaders, colleagues, and ordinary citizens who felt as though they had lost a trusted friend. But even in death, Caprio's influence endured, for his countless viral moments, his words, and his unwavering example remained preserved, teaching new generations what it means to rule with heart. Judge Frank Caprio's story is more than the tale of a judge, it is the story of how one life lived with humility and compassion can change the way the world sees justice. He proved that kindness is not weakness, that mercy does not erase responsibility, and that the law, when paired with humanity, can heal instead of harm. His legacy endures not in the fines he waived or the rulings he delivered, but in the countless lives he inspired, reminding us that true justice will always be measured not by severity but by humanity. As we look back on the life of Judge Frank Caprio, we are reminded that the greatest judges are not those who hand down the harshest sentences but those who hold up a mirror to society and show us who we could be. In every smile, every word of encouragement, and every act of compassion, Frank Caprio offered us a glimpse of a better world, one where laws protect without crushing and justice uplifts instead of destroys. And perhaps the greatest tribute we can offer the world's kindest judge is to carry forward his lesson: treat each person we meet with dignity, because behind every face is a story we cannot see. Judge Frank Caprio's story reminds us that true justice comes with compassion. If his message inspired you, share this video to spread his legacy, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful life stories.